Josh, what memories do you have about your last show in Argentina? It was an impressive show. It was a hot show.
Man, every time we come there, it's, I'm sure you hear this a lot because it's true, but the love for music is so strong, where you live, and every show that we play there, it feels like just an overwhelming amount of love and support for music and artists. And so we always feel so welcomed and excited to be there and play. And I'll never forget the feeling of kind of being there and playing there. And it's really incredible.
Scale and Icy was your first record made entirely in pandemics. Tyler was in a place in your country, you were in another place. How could you did it?
Well, much like we're on Zoom right now, we had a lot of interactions on Zoom and just try to utilize technology as much as we can. Mm-hmm. And, we both have our own studios. And so we kind of just worked, we worked remotely and kind of recorded things separately and sent files back and forth and had conversations on the phone and on Zoom and sometimes FaceTime. And that's pretty much how we did the whole thing. And I think it worked out pretty well.
What about the stuff whether you recorded? I think it's upbeat and it kind has that maybe some happy vibes. It's a reaction to the pandemics and the isolation and the lockdown and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, historically, we have other upbeat and happy songs in our discography. So I don't think it's anything completely new that we've never done before. But I do, I see what you're saying. The sort of overall kind of feel of the album is a bit more upbeat. I guess if you're, comparing it to our last album, Trench, I can see how that feels pretty different. But I think that there are a few reasons. But one is just kind of the place that we were in and the world was in while we were working on this album. It didn't really feel right to make something that kind of felt the same as, the sort of, fear and anxiety of the world, and tragedy too, during a pandemic. So I think that went into it a little bit. But ultimately too, I think that we're just gonna, I think that we'll just write the kind of songs that feel good for us to write and that we enjoy. I think that those things kind of just play into how this album turned out. Slow down on Monday.
I'm very impressed for the Saturday video clip. Did you really get into a submarine to film it?
Yeah. So I mean, there's some movie magic that happens, but we I think that was one of the longest video shoots that we had done. I think it was like a total of 3 days that it took to make that music video. And
where did you do it?
We did it in a remote location. That involves water and it's Trash the Dragon's home, basically, or a place that he roams, and so we weren't necessarily looking for him, but he found us for sure.
Let me ask you about your relationship with Tyler. I have friends. I have very dear and close friends, but I don't get his names tattooed in my skin. So Tell me
Why
about
not?
it. Well, no, I don't know. I don't feel it. So tell me, why did you feel it to get Tyler's name tattooed?
That's a great question. So Tyler and I've been friends for a while, there's a lot of people who kind of, will become friends and then get friendship tattoos. That wasn't necessarily the case with us. Not to say that we never would, but there was a moment when Twitter first came out with the polls, the feature that you could have people vote. We were messing around on tour with the polls feature, and somebody came up with the idea of just tweet out Tyler or Josh, have people vote, and then we realized that we could utilize that to do something fun, and so we were kind of like, how about we'll put it up for 24 hours, which is how long the poll lasts, and whoever wins gets to tattoo their name on the loser. And so for 24 hours we campaigned. We did like a presidential, campaign style thing where we try to get people to vote for us. And I was actually winning for most of the 24 hours. And near the end, Tyler really caught up and I think jumped ahead for a second. And then we tied. Somehow, I don't think Twitter had the full technology to really know who technically won, and I'd still love to know the analytics of that poll. But it ended at 50% to 50%, and so we kind of had a conversation. Do we just bail on it and nobody gets a tattoo, or do we both get tattooed? And we felt like the right thing to do would be to both get tattooed, so we did it on stage that night.
It's a funny story. Do you remember what was the first record you bought?
I think it was Americana by The Offspring. It was either that or Dookie by Green Day. I just remember going into a used CD shop, and I pretty much just went up to the most tattooed guy I could find, and I just said, "Hey, what do you listen to? What do you recommend this week?" And he loved punk music, and so he got me he got me hooked on a lot of kind of like punk and pop punk. And I would go in and find different people and ask them recommendations, and then I would listen to hip hop and pop. I listened to everything kind of going into that CD store. Mm-hmm. But I think it was Americana by The Offspring.
Please name a classic song you love.
I think The Kids Aren't All Right by The Offspring is one. I think some of those kind of like, or those punk and pop punk bands kind of really got me interested in the drums, because I would just listen to the drum beats and would go buy a pair of drumsticks and play them on my leg as I was going to sleep at night, and I'd play those just along with those punk songs, and The Kids Aren't All Right, I think. Okay,
Josh, thank you. You've been very kind. Please, a message from your Argentine fans.
We love you guys and hope to see you soon. Thanks for continuing to listen to our music and support us, and stay safe and stay healthy, and we'll be there as soon as we can.